Everybody, welcome back to the NC State Insider Podcast. I'm your host and lead beat writer for NC State on SI, Tucker Sennett, joining you here today to talk some Wolfpack basketball. Big news day for NC State men's basketball and NC State women's basketball. Let's talk about the ACC preseason polls that came out for both. And we'll start on the men's side. It's a lot of Wolfpack Nuggets here in the preseason poll, but let's start with the rankings, and I'll just give you my reactions. The preseason poll has NC State projected to finish fourth in the conference this season, trailing the Duke Blue Devils in first, the Louisville Cardinals in second, and the North Carolina Tar Heels in third above NC State. NC State just above Virginia in the standings, as well as SMU, Clemson, Miami, and Syracuse, and Notre Dame rounds out the top 10. I won't dive into the whole thing because that'll just be me reading, but that's where NC State's going to be. They did not get any first place votes, neither did North Carolina. This was a big surprise for me. I really did think that NC State was going to be around the third best team, and I still believe that. Clearly, the ACC media is not quite as bought in quite yet. Um, I am not there yet on North Carolina either. If I were going to pick a different team over NC State in that third position, for me, it was going to be Virginia and Ryan Odom. I'm really confident in what he's going to do for that program, and I think that they're positioned for a really successful season under him. But I think that top five is going to be really competitive. I think those are five NC2A tournament teams. I think that three of those five teams are loaded with new talent and relatively new coaches. I know Pat Kelsey was at Louisville already, but this is really his first full, not full year, but his first year in command. It's his program. There's no new car smell with Pat Kelsey. This is his deal. And I feel the same way about Will Wade and Ryan Odom at NC State and Virginia. So that's just my general feelings there. Not surprised to see Duke on top. I thought Louisville might have a shot at getting that number one spot just because of all the roster turnover for Duke and the lack of roster turnover for Louisville. But another part of this poll shows that there's still a lot of confidence in how Shire has built that Duke roster. However, he did not secure the ACC preseason player of the year as Darian Williams of the NC State Wolfpack walked away with that award. Obviously, it doesn't really mean anything because these guys haven't played a game yet, but still a big honor for a guy who had the wrong photo at ACC tip-off when he took the stage. Sort of a funny anecdote there. Will Wade tweeted about that, said, "Glad you guys got the photo right this time." Pretty funny. He beat out Duke's freshman phenom Cameron Boozer, one of the Boozer twins, by about 4 votes in the poll. Not super surprised by this. I think Williams is a trendy pick for the player of the year. I think he is a significant dark horse in the Naismith race. I think he has a shot there to be college basketball's best player when it's all said and done. And I think this is his award to lose. And if NC State is as competitive as I think they're going to be, I would be very surprised if this is an accurate prediction. Boozer, a freshman, we haven't seen him play at the collegiate level yet. There's no doubt that he's going to be a phenomenal player. Duke freshmen are always very good, especially when they're five stars. These are not high schoolers. These are grown men. They just had the best player in the country a year ago. Well, Boozer is no Cooper Flag. He's still going to be a phenomenal basketball player for this Blue Devils program. There's no doubt about that. Um, Williams was the only player from NC State on both the first and second ACC teams, really dominated by Louisville and Duke. No other team had had more than two players, and those two only had two. So kind of a well-balanced group on those teams. No surprise to see Williams on that first team. He did get one less vote than both Cameron Boozer of Duke and Marcus Burton of Notre Dame. Burton's a really, really talented player. North Carolina with just one guy on there, and it's freshman phenom Caleb Wilson. So we'll see, how they look roster wise because there's still some mystery there, a lot of new players. That rivalry is certainly heated, and Darian Williams is going to be at the front of that competition after his shenanigans at ACC tip-off. That's all we got from the men's side. Let's bounce over to the women's side. The women's team opened up the season as the number 9 team in the AP poll. Wrote about that. Um, Hang on, I'm just pulling it up for you. But the can't talk today. As for the ACC predictions, NC State came in second. They got 25 first place votes behind Duke's 40. Um, Duke, led by head coach Kara Lawson, she's now USA Basketball. They're going to be a really, really strong team coming off of that Elite Eight run last year. The ACC is super competitive at the top, and the three teams at the top are your teams in the triangle. The all ACC team for the women included two NC State players. You have Zoe Brooks Jr. and you have Camille Pierre, the forward from NC State. So really strong representation for Wes Moore on the women's side. They get their season started with several really, really tough non-conference matchups. It'll be interesting to see how this younger NC State team handles dealing with some adversity early in the season, because that's certainly something Moore talked about a lot. He's a little bit concerned about, the youth of this team and neutral site contests against Tennessee and USC, and then a home game against TCU. Those are all ranked opponents early in the season. The USC game lost a little bit of luster as Juju Watkins is going to be out for the season for the Trojans. Huge bummer there. One of the most exciting and electrifying players in the country will not be out there against the Wolfpack. Somewhat disappointing to a lot of fans, I'm sure, but gives NC State a better shot in that game against one of the rising programs in women's college basketball. So that's kind of your update on the preseason polls for both men's and women's basketball and NC State in the ACC. More basketball coverage coming for you this week. Lots going on in the hoops world with NC State. Really exciting stuff as we power forward just a few more weeks until these two teams tip off and we're running on the hardwood once again. As always, thanks for tuning in to the NC State Insider Podcast. You can find my content on social media on X at my account at Senate Tucker. You can also find more at the website's account at Wolfpack on SI. And you can find daily episodes of the NC State Insider Podcast on the Sports Videos on SI YouTube channel. That's all I got. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you tomorrow.